Well, Paul, in all the years I've been here, I think you probably played less minutes to get man of the match than anyone else ever. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's bittersweet because it obviously says that as a team we might have to do a little bit more in the coming games. But you know, like I've said before, like Dowster said before, I've watched so many games. I've sort of watched Woking over the years since I was little, and to come on for however many minutes and then play like I did, which I think I done all right, and to grab a goal, obviously the winning goal was really nice. So it's a good feeling for however long I was on.
Absolutely. And you, as you say, scored the winning goal. Tell us about the goal. Describe it.
Well, I think, as far as I remember, I think Max had it on the side, and every time he sort of shapes up like that, we know he's going to put a good ball in. I knew it wasn't going to reach me, so I crept around behind Jake in case he got a flick on, which he so usually wins. And it fell right to my feet, and I had already scanned around me, so I knew I had 5 yards sort of to my left, so I knew I could take the touch to my left. And I really had to open out of my right foot, sort of cut across it, not on purpose, I must admit, but I think if I'd caught it properly, the keeper might have saved it. So slicing across it into the far corner was my best bet, and as it sort of floated into the goal, it took 5 minutes to get there, and then the defender, I think, got a nick on it and put it into the top corner a little bit more. But if you don't get into those positions, you know, Dow says it all the time, and Martin and Alan, obviously, if you don't get into the positions, you won't get the goals.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't buy a ticket, you can't win the raffle.
Indeed.
Tell people who weren't fortunate enough to be able to watch the match what your role is when you come on. What's your position, your job?
Well, I'm a winger or a number 10. In the last few games, Douse has put me on, I think in each of the 3 games actually, Douse has put me on as a number 10 with about 25-30 to go maybe. And it's just to maybe inject a bit of pace, you know, play my own game. And that is, I think, injecting a bit of pace, trying to create a few chances, because as games go on, as you know, players tire, particularly, you know, defensive midfielders and defenders. So if you're running at them in the 70th minute, they won't want it. The space is there to do it, so I do it. And today it came off when I slipped Reg in because I sort of gambled off Jake again, and that was me having fresher legs. And then for the goal, I think getting into that position I was able to do that because I had fresher legs again. So I was able to make those extra yards where somebody might not, because they've been playing for the 75-80 minutes that we'd had. So yeah, I think that's my role. I don't want it to be my role forever. I mean,
no, I was just going to say, are you talking yourself out of ever starting?
No, of course not. Some players are better from the bench. You hear it as a cliche all the time, and I believe it's right for some players, but you'll only ever know if they're good from the bench if you only put them on the bench to start with. So I think if I get started and I don't perform as well as I have been when I've come off the bench, then that gives Douse a better understanding of me as a player, and you won't know until you start. And some of the boys have started really well. So it's competition for places, and you've got to accept it as an adult.
Of course. And I know you've listened to Douse's catch-up from yesterday, and he gave strong hints in there that your involvement is going to continue at the very least. Yeah,
and I'd like to think it could do, and it should do. I feel like I've impacted games, even if it's 1 or 2 chances. You know, goals win games, and if I come on and create 2 chances and we score 1, that could be the clincher. So, you know, it's nice to have an impact on the game. I like how genuine Douse is. He's sincere, he's candid in his interviews, and it's good as a player. I think it works differently with each player, but I like it like that, and he's dead honest with you. He was honest with me why I didn't start the other day. Obviously I didn't get the chance today, but he was honest, you know, when he was bringing me on, and I was thankful to be able to return the favour to him and the club.
Are you sort of rubbing your eyes a bit because you haven't played anywhere near this level before with the best will in the world? And you did tremendously well in pre-season. You managed to earn yourself a contract. Here we are, 3rd game. You score the winning goal and get man of the match. Is it all a bit more than you expected?
Yes, it is in terms of those facts. I wouldn't, if you'd have told me, right, you're going to come on, substitute each game, make a little bit of an impact, and on your 3rd game, the 2nd home game of the season, you're going to score the winner, I would have said, okay, I'll give it a go. I don't want to be fazed by anything. You know, it's just a football match where we go out there, we play our best, we try and win for the fans, for the club, for ourselves as individuals, and if that's the reward we get for, you know, pushing on, then it was meant to be. That's the reward, I think.
Sure. Okay, I'll let you go because you've got to go and get your Taco Bell dinner, I think.
Oh, sweet, cool.
Yeah. So thanks very much for your time. Congratulations on the man of the match and a fantastic winning goal.
Thank you.